Hey guys, I'm Jack.
And I'm Marcella.
And we just got back from the movies. We just saw Ant-Man and the Wasp and we loved it. Oh my god, it was really so good.
This movie exceeded my expectations, actually. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did.
I was expecting it to be really good.
Yeah,
but I
the first one.
loved it, and it's actually it's one of the best movies of the year, I would say. I absolutely loved it, and for me, Infinity War is still the best movie of the year. But I think this is like right underneath it. Like I loved Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was fantastic.
This beat out other big movies this year.
Yes, it did.
This beat out Solo. This beat out Jurassic World. Like I enjoyed this movie so much more than other movies that I've seen this year.
Yeah, I obviously really enjoyed the first one, but this one I thought was better than the first one. And
I think the story was better.
I love
it was the story. The plot was actually pretty, like, I don't know. It was like not complex. It was just
it was pretty well developed.
It kept your attention, and the characters were really great.
And I love seeing Scott with everybody. Like I love the little romance story that we got, and I love that. I love the story with Janet and Hank. I loved that as well. And overall, this movie was absolutely fantastic. And if you have not seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, you need to go see it, because I don't know why nobody's talking about this movie. Like,
I know.
I think this movie was so amazing, so we're really excited to talk about it with you guys.
Rating wise, I definitely think like 5 out of 5 stars.
Definitely 5 out of 5.
I would say like an A+.
We loved it. We really enjoyed it. I mean, we can't wait to see what is going to happen.
If you haven't seen it, go see it, definitely. It's worth it to see it in theaters too. I definitely would go check this one out while it's still in theaters.
Go see it, and then you can come and we'll talk all about it.
And definitely go see it for the end scene.
Stay for the end credit.
The end credit, guys, we are shook.
For the end credit.
Just go watch the end credit.
It killed us in the theater. Yeah. So now we are going to talk all about spoilers, because we are so excited to talk about this movie. So I love the opening. The opening, before we got like the credit for the Marvel intro, we got like this story with Hope's parents, and I think that was so touching, and that really drove majority of the plot, because we already had sympathy for this little girl who lost her mom and that relationship, and it was really cool to see Hank and Janet as like the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, it was pretty cool. Like, it was a really interesting way of opening the movie, and it wasn't like a normal like Marvel like opening. Like normally like the openings I feel like are really like light. We didn't even funny.
We didn't even know that the we didn't even know that the movie had started because it was just like right into it.
And then we open after like we get like the Marvel intro. I love the scene that we get of Scott and Cassie. Like I love his relationship with his daughter. It's so cute, and he built her like this giant like fort.
Yeah, because he's on house arrest, so he needed to figure out something to do with her.
Oh, it was so cute. And like, he had like Lewis like playing along with it, and it was just awesome. Like I'm like, this dad is so cool. You had Come On Get Happy playing in the beginning, and then it played at the end of the movie, and it made it go full circle. It was really cool, and I love like the montage of him being on house arrest, of him playing like
I love how
karaoke.
His daughter is the only one who like really knows that he's Ant-Man though.
Yeah, that relationship was so much fun, and it was really cute.
Yeah, I like how she covered.
She covered for him.
She covered for the end with the ant in the bathtub. I really
when she goes in the ants in the bathtub, she like just smiles. She doesn't like scream. She just smiles, and it's just really cute.
I think it's really funny the mentions of him like leaving with like Captain America and how he got in trouble for that and stuff. Yeah. And I love the line when he was like, "Oh, you have rules in your school. You're not allowed to draw on the walls." Well, your daddy drew on the walls in Germany with Captain America, or like something like that. He said, and it was just like really funny. Like the little mentions of Captain America.
We call him Cap.
Yeah, he's like, that's what everybody calls him.
Call him.
That was funny.
And like, what is Cap thinking of you now? Like, it was so many.
I love the mentions of that.
Funny. And let me just tell you, after seeing that end credit, we're gonna talk about that more a little bit later, but Ant-Man's gonna come and save the day with Dr. Strange.
I was so oh my god, that was like, I'm still shook over that end credit with that.
Yeah. Well, but I loved like the whole plot, and I love that when Scott goes and he's with Hope, and I love that their relationship, it was just like so adorable. Like I shipped them so hard, but it was like it was really cute, and I love that the romance was kind of like the slow burn type of thing. Like the chemistry was really, really there. And
oh yeah, it was like in the background, but there was like little moments where it was like, it wasn't so much spoken, it was just like their looks. Subtle, like it was in their looks, and like even like the moment when they're in the van and they just like stare at each other, and then you have Hank in the background. It's just like, are you gonna stare at each other until they come in and they come shooting? Like
yeah, and even when they were in,
it was very slow building, so it was good in that way.
I think the first strong hint that we got of it was when they were in like the supply closet, when they were in the school, and they almost kissed. Like I thought, I was like, oh my god. But I love that it didn't hinder like the rest of the plot and like the enormity of what they were trying to do. Like it was definitely like a subplot, and it went really, really well. Like I love the pacing of this movie. I feel like the pacing just like kept you going. It didn't feel forced or anything.
It was paced really well, the movie, because there was a lot going on. Like there was a lot
of different stories.
A lot of different stories in the sense that there was a lot of people trying to get the lab that kept shrinking, like the shrinking lab. There were so many people trying to get it, and there was just like a lot going on with that. And then you have in the background, which made the stakes higher, really, and more suspenseful in that way, the whole movie, was him being on house arrest because he had to keep leaving because the FBI, like, he couldn't let the FBI know that he wasn't at home. So he put the tracker on the aunt, which I thought was really clever, and that was really funny too. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, that just made everything even more intense, that he had the FBI on him.
Exactly. And I love this. I love that we consistently get these scenes of like the car being shrunk and all like the really cool things. Like you see like the pigeon like eyes going up against the window like in the beginning, and it's like, oh my god, the car is shrunk, and it was really,
it makes for some cool, such like cool like cinematography, like with, like, the shots of like everything getting bigger and smaller consistently. And I felt like a lot more in this movie. They were like just shrinking and like unshrinking everything. It was like even like in the middle of the fight scenes, that's what made it so cool, is in the middle of like the fight scenes with the cars. And I love how the cars, they have it's like the Hot Wheels, and they have like a little like thing, like it's like as a kid, like that's how you used to carry your Hot Wheels. Like I had brothers, and like he had like all the Hot Wheels in there, so it's like cool, like they carry those around, they just like shrink them. And I thought that was really funny when Lewis gets the purple one with like the flames on it. That was really great.
I loved Hope in this movie. It was really cool to see her fighting along with Antman. Like seeing the two of them really fighting and working together majority of this movie was so cool. Like, you know, last movie, like we've always seen Antman fight obviously, but seeing the two of them consistently really fighting and working together, like that constant like shrinking and unshrinking, was so cool. And like that must have been so hard to film. Like just crazy shots and everything. Like the fight scenes were so cool.
When the Hello Kitty gets like really big.
Yeah, it was really cool. I love that what he said. Lewis was like, that's what Cassie got me for my birthday. Like he just randomly had this pen. Like it was just really good. I love the scene when they were in the school, when they went to go and get the suit that was in the world's greatest grandma trophy. And that was really good.
I thought that was really clever, because that came back like at the end with the line. She was like, you could do it, you're the world's greatest grandma.
That was really nice.
That was a really funny inside joke between the two of them.
Yeah, but I like the school scene. The school scene was really cool, and how like he ended up being like shrunk to like the level of like the kid.
Oh my gosh, that was actually one of my favorite parts of the movie, besides like the whole ending.
And he's like, do you have a hall pass?
And he just runs.
Runs away.
And then when he gets back in the van, and he's like, hi Chip, how was school today?
Like, do you want a juice box? Do you have that? We were dying. I love that scene.
Oh my god, that was actually the funniest line I think in the movie. Like we were laughing for a good like 30 seconds. Like the people behind us were probably like, whoa,
like, okay, it's not that funny.
But I thought that was really funny.
We really enjoyed those lines. And I loved Hank's relationship with Scott and Hope, obviously, but I really liked this, like, I think he's such a great character, Hank, and I love that we got to learn so much of his story with his wife and how tragic it was. And I love the story of trying to get her out of like Quantum Zone. Like that was so intense.
Yeah, it really was. There was a lot at stake. Like, the plot of this movie was really great, I thought, because there was like so much going on. There was that, and then we had the whole thing with Ava, which I thought
that was great.
She was a really, really interesting character, and throughout the whole movie, I'm feeling really bad for her because
so bad
when we learned her story and how that tied in with Bill and how he had found her, and she was in pain most of her life, and like you had said in the car, she didn't have much dialogue, but you could just feel like she was just,
there was just something about her that was so compelling. Like, she didn't have many lines in the movie. Like, she did, but not as much as you would think. And I just felt like every time that she delivered such she just delivered so much raw emotion in what she was trying to convey to the audience. Like, I just really felt for her, and I love that she was so complex, and I just think she was such an interesting character.
Yeah, she had a really cool backstory too, because she was trained as like this killer and everything, but obviously she didn't want to be like that, but she didn't really know what else to do because she wanted to be cured, and that's what she was promised, and then they lied to her. So she did all these horrible things for no reason, and
she just wanted to live.
I felt really
I felt bad
for her. And
she was trying to save her life. Like, that was she was just trying to, because she was gonna die, and that's like, it was just really like understandable what like her motives.
Exactly. That's why I'm really happy at the end that she ended up getting cured, because I felt really bad for her throughout the movie.
Yeah, and I love that her relationship with Bill. I thought that was really nice, and that father figure that she had. And I said to Marcel in the car, I was like, it's so interesting because I felt like her story in some way paralleled Hope's story. You know, Hope, when she was little, she just lost her mom. But Ava, she lost both of her parents due to science and what they were doing and like the mission and everything in some way. So it was interesting to see the two of them parallel and how they grew up very, very differently, and just but they both had that same loss of a parent, even though, you know, Hope still had Hank, and Ava, in the end, she had Bill, which was really nice. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that story. I love that we were all just going after the lab. Like, that was like the big thing. And it was just shrinking and unshrinking in the middle of everywhere. Randomly. We had, there was the business guy who wanted to make business with all
when he was on the boat with it and he stole it. I love when he comes out and he's like, that doesn't belong to you. And he just like picks it out of his hand and like pushes him down.
Oh my god, that scene was so funny when he was trying to get across to the water. So he gets like, he's trying to call like an ant to him, and the pigeons keep eating. Like the pelicans, they just keep going after like the ants. And
then Antonio
falls in the water. So many great moments in this movie. I just think Scott's so funny.
Yeah, he really is.
I thought it was so great. I loved I loved Lewis as well, and the whole truth serum thing, like that ongoing joke. Oh, it's truth serum. No, it's not truth serum. It's truth serum.
And then it was like at the end when they got him, it was like, it's truth serum.
That was really good. It's like, this isn't like the movies and the TV. There's no such thing as truth serum. Yeah. Like, it was just really funny. And yeah, I really liked his friendship with Scott as well. And I just loved all the characters. Like, the characters were so great. I think Hope was so strong. Like, she was such a badass, like, partner for
Did we ever get, speaking of the characters and their dynamics and all that, did we ever get another scene, like, with, Bill and Hank? Or did they kind of leave things
They kind of left it in the open.
They kind of left that might come back. I think that might come back, because they have a really, like, interesting relationship, because they pretty much, like, hate each other. So, I don't know, that was I don't think that really, they really didn't, like, have like closure to like any of that. I feel like
but I think that's gonna come back because we don't know what happened to him at the end with that.
I feel like there's a lot of things we also don't know about, like what they've been through, and like that whole backstory between the two of them, and like what really happened in the past. I feel like that could also
was also really interesting. Like I really like that scene when Ava and Bill, when they capture the three of them, and then Hank is like kneeled over. He's like, oh my god, and then Hope is like, oh my god, it's his heart. He needs his medicine. It's in the and all like the ants come out of it, and like I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah, that was really good.
I loved like the fight scenes. Like I love the fight scene in the beginning of the movie with the chandelier. I thought that was really cool.
Oh
and then I love the fight scene with the car. I think the car was one of like the best fight scenes. That and then the water scene were like the such awesome scenes. I loved like the car chasing was really
all the fight scenes were great. Like they really like the fight scenes really pull you into it. Fight scenes were just really, really fun.
Yeah, and it was just really cool to see the different heights and stuff of like Scott. He was like really big and then he was really small, like the stupid suit like wasn't working at times. He's like come on, like it was so good. And I loved having like the FBI being like, get to his house, and then they go to his house and he'd like be sitting there and he'd be like, sorry.
He's like playing the drums, or he was like in the bathroom. It was just
he's like I'm sick.
Yeah.
It was like really good. And I like that Bill, even we really see that he just wants to save Ava, and when Ava's like, no, Scott has a daughter, we're gonna go after that little girl, he's like, no, we're not doing that, or I'm not helping you anymore. Like I love that he still had like his morals in some way, you know, like
oh yeah, exactly.
like he wasn't gonna, it wasn't like a,
there was a line for him, like he would help her in what she was trying to do because he cared about her, but he didn't want anybody else getting hurt, and that was the whole thing with him. And that was why I think at the end she had told him, like, you know, I've done bad things, but you haven't, so you need to leave. And he still wouldn't leave her, and I thought that was really sweet. So I wanted to know more about like what happened with her.
And then while all that car chase scenes is going on, we had Hank going away, like shrinking, like super small, and it was just like so scary.
Oh my god, Hank almost gave me oh my god, he almost gave me a heart attack. Like I didn't think he was gonna make it out of this movie, honestly, because I felt like when they like them getting her back, the mom, I really thought he was gonna end up dying because she had died to save him. So I was like, oh wow, like he's gonna die and she's gonna come back. But I was happy that they didn't do that, because I feel like that would have really made it a little really dark, the movie. And it wasn't really like that, so
it was very refreshing that we didn't have like this giant death besides like the end credit, which we'll talk about. But I love that it wasn't like we expected him to die, or like her to stay behind still, or something really like someone's gonna sacrifice themselves in this situation, you know. And it was refreshing that we didn't have to deal with that.
No, I didn't feel like the movie needed it.
And exactly,
it didn't need that weight and death to give it weight.
No, we didn't need to see Hope be like heartbroken over that, you know. Like I was just really happy that everybody got a really nice reunion. Like I loved the reunion even with Hank and his wife. That was so sweet when he found her. That was really cute.
And she even saved Ava.
Yes, and she saved Ava. It was just such a happy,
like really happy.
And I love the scene that we get, like the kiss scene with Hope and Scott was really cute, as she saved him from when he fell in the water, and then they kissed. And I love that at the end Hank brought Janet like their old house, and that was really nice. I was like,
that was so sweet.
And then we get like the scene with Hope and Scott with Cassie, and they have like made like a little like drive-in because like they shrunk like all like the little cars, and they had the laptop. That was so cute.
I know, and then she had said to her, she was like,
he wanted you to be
he wanted you to be his partner. Like I wanted to be his partner, but he wanted you.
Yeah,
like,
aww. It was just really adorable. And then we get those end credits that going to tie in with Infinity War, and
oh my gosh.
Were you just as shook as we were?
We literally gasped. Like as soon as we didn't hear them, because we kind of were like,
they're gonna do something. But I didn't expect that.
Oh my gosh. And then poof, it's like we're in Infinity War again. Dust.
And we have, and
so now this is gonna somehow, he's in this like realm now.
And I think that's,
but she had mentioned like something about don't go into the time vortex or something, because we won't be able to get you out or something like that. So I'm thinking he's gonna go into this time vortex anyway.
It's definitely,
because they mentioned it, so he's gonna go there. And somebody's gonna get him out, whether it's like, I don't even know, because
I don't know if he's gonna run into our guys, that like everybody that like, where did everybody
something's gonna happen where he ends up like messing with time in the quantum wherever he is, and he's gonna end up somewhere. I don't know where, but he's gonna end up somewhere, and he's gonna run into somebody. He's
gonna find somebody, and they're gonna like let him know, like, listen, this is what you missed in Infinity War, and they're gonna give him like a quick recap. We gotta go. I was listening very carefully because I'm like, oh my god, like they're gonna mention something that we're gonna be useful for us in Infinity War, but I was not expecting to like look up and like Janet, Hank, and Hope are dust. Like poof, dust, poof. It's just like such a moment of like like the movie like ended like really like happy with like a nice like
and
bow,
then it was like,
and then it was just,
like, don't forget about this problem.
Don't forget, guys, we're not super happy yet in the Marvel universe.
No, we're not. I'm like really excited for part 2 of Infinity War. Like,
I know,
really
we have
excited.
so long to wait, and we still have Captain Marvel that we have, and that's gonna give us a lot more hints. And we have a lot more Marvel films that are gonna help us get to our solution.
If you guys want like a prediction video with like theories, that would be really cool. We would love to do that.
We would absolutely love to do that
when it gets closer.
And
obviously.
yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. So let us know if you would be interested in that, and you guys could share your predictions as well, and we could share those that you guys say, because I'd love to know your thoughts and how the hell we're gonna solve this.
Yeah, and what you guys thought of this movie though.
Yes,
if you guys loved it as much as we did, and what were your favorite parts.
Oh my god, what was the funniest line for you? Like, we just love the school.
There was a great line.
There was so many great scenes in this movie.
So if you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more movie reviews. We will be seeing The Purge very soon this weekend as well, so you can check out that review
should be up
to come soon.
Yeah, we're excited about that one. And yeah, you can also follow us on our Twitter and our Snapchat. We're at City of the Feels.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye!